Hey guys, okay, so I wanted to come with a collective chakra read. First I want to talk about that there is some important work going on with the collective right now. I know that for a personal fact. And so some of us may be experiencing some symptoms, maybe starting last week. Carrying on into this week, maybe even 2 weeks ago, carrying on into this week, where maybe in the last few days, especially in the last week or so, some of the symptoms have kind of hyped up. Now, let me go ahead and put out a disclaimer. I'm not a doctor, so if you're having symptoms or this or that, and you want to, think you should see someone, definitely go see someone. But some of the symptoms that you may be having is headaches. You could be feeling nauseated, sick to your stomach, flu-like symptoms, body aches, pains, tingling in your feet, your legs, your hands. What else? Headaches. Mood swings of feeling angry, feeling like you want to cut people off, or feeling like you want to call certain people or not deal with certain people, maybe feeling some confusion and things of that sort. So that being said, getting into our chakra read, when I was pulling up the collective chakra body, I saw the heart chakra and there's some darkness in there. And I said, well, what is the darkness in there? And what came out is confusion. Confusion is causing a darkness in the heart chakra of the collective. Also, when I pulled some cards, I got the fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra, and it's definitely blocked. Okay, so what is blocking our heart chakra? What is the confusion? So first thing we need is a little support. Okay, we need some support. We need some support to support our transitions and what is going on within our earthly plane right now. So this is about current events going on in our earthly plane right now around you, and you need a little grace, some peace and tranquility to bring about the truth of situations. That's what's coming out, is the truth of situations. Okay. So right now in the collective, we're going to talk about divine feminine, divine masculine. We're also going to talk about the twin flame initiative, and that whole thing. And we do have a lot of twins trying to race toward union, and they are becoming dark because they're not getting there how they want to get there. And what I'm seeing is union. There's a union that needs to take place that we're not seeing. And it isn't the union between the outer masculine and feminine. It's the union between the inner masculine and feminine. There has to be a union between those two energies. Now, of course, we are always more than the other. We're either more masculine, more feminine, and however that resonates with you. I'm talking about energy here. But when we fight against the balancing of those two energies, we create almost... Okay, so here's the thing. Chakras themselves, let's talk about chakras. Chakras themselves, and I don't even know if they called them chakras way back then. I don't know what they call them, but chakras themselves are basically like the wind. It's a wind system kind of inside the body. And it is the spirit that we allow inside of us, which is the energy we allow inside of us, to control the wind system inside of our bodies. When we have a polarity of push and pull, and we have a polarity of the masculine and feminine, and there is the law of polarity and all of that. Polarity itself creates a push and pull type of energy, and if you have two that inhabit one that are pulling against each other, or even pushing against each other. What you're going to be creating is energy waves and frequencies that is in a distortion to actual true union. It's going to be a breaking type of frequency. It's going to be a heartbroken type of frequency. It's going to be a low frequency type of vibe. And it's going to create a darkness within the energy portals within the meridian system, which we want to call the 7 major chakras. So one of the places that push and pull of the divine feminine crack can really happen and cause a break is within the heart chakra. What I will say is that as collective, there is a break in the heart chakra, and there's something called a leaking chakra. I read up on it a while back, but basically it's energy leaking out. It needs to be a sealing of the self and of the heart within the collective. So one thing we have is we need a presence of support. And what I'm seeing is, what's blocking that? Isolation. Whoa. Okay. A lot of us are in isolation. Oh, okay. So we are recovering from grief. A lot of us are in the process of recovering from grief, from actual death of people, death of plans, death of things, but basically creation of things and death of things. We're in recovery, and the recovery process isn't going very well. Some of us lack the key to getting over whatever has happened, and that's causing a darkening in the heart. And that's where that confusion is coming from. Okay. This is the divine feminine coming out. I mean, this literally, the card literally says, if you can see that. So this is the divine feminine coming out. The divine feminine has been going through a lot of rebirth here, a lot of recovery. That is the sacral, and this is what underneath too, the second chakra, which is the sacral. So there's a lot of death within the sacral chakra. Death meaning grief, completion. But the thing is that things are not being completed because recovery is not happening, and that's actually affecting. Recovery is in the crown chakra, because that's where we get our divine enlightenment. That's where oversoul and higher self can come in to talk to us. That's where healing can truly take place. If crown is blocked, then we really do have a problem with reaching the higher levels of energy. We'll be stuck in low level energy, grief, pain, depression, overthinking obsessively about bad things, fearful things, confusion, and almost engulfed in it and wrapped in it, making us cold and isolated, even in our feelings. And so a lot of us are creating right now. Whoa, really creating. And so it's really, really important that we are creating in joy. And what's not helping us is this facade, this mask that really needs to come off. So what is the mask with the divine feminine? What's going on with the mask? The cards everywhere here. Okay. That kind of broke my heart. The feminine is literally in a sad embrace. They are broken butterflies, and their wings are so heavy. They feel like the only ones that will hug them and give them the love they need is themselves. They've literally taken their wings and their arms. They've just closed themselves away. Secrets have been revealed. The moon is shining in to reveal a lot about self here. This this whole color, this whole theme, okay. This is self-reflection. This is like climbing into yourself. Like it's like opening yourself up and climbing within yourself and just holding yourself here. And it's very sad type of, but what's trying to come in is joy. So we need to work on our solar plexus. What's trying to come in is joy. And look at her, she's dancing. I'm sure she's listening to some music. We got some incense going. There's earth all around. And there's flowers. Something was given as truth. And it had to be, because I think I just said before somewhere in this reading that truth had to come out. And that's what's going to lead to expansion. So expansion, and right under expansion is integrity. You can't expand without integrity. You can't grow without integrity. Truth, there's going to be a truth that comes out that does lead to a completion. It's going to cause some grief. It's going to cause some pain. It could be an actual physical death, but it's going to be the death of something. But in that is also completion, meaning the ending of a cycle, the beginning of something else, if allowed. If we don't get stuck in this sad embrace and this energy of almost, with the 4 + 5 is 9, with the almost energy, like it was almost at a 10, it was almost completion, it was almost there, but whatever happened, it didn't, and it broke, and now I'm stuck in this energy of sadness, of needing the strength, and you need time and release. So I just posted an energy read for the collective where we talked about release. So in this reading, I guess it's kind of piggybacking off of that. We need to release a lot of this trauma that we have suffered, and it's stuck in our sacral chakras, and it's stuck in our heart chakra. And to get rid of that stagnant, that dark energy, we need integrity. We need truth. That's what's going to expand us. We need the union of the masculine and the feminine, but also, thank you, Spirit, the union of higher self to self, to lower self, to ego, integration. We're talking about integration here. We're talking about uniting all of our bodies. So, in order to unite all of our bodies, and metamorphosis coming out here, we have the 7th chakra, crown. It's all about the crown. So, and then we also have community. So what I was saying before was support. You need support. And right now you may feel like you're in isolation. You may feel alone. You may feel like you just don't have the support of the people that you need. But guess what? Support doesn't always come in the form of people. You know, I have studied the Bible extensively and other sources, and I look at that book in different ways, but there is knowledge and wisdom there. And one of the things in there is like, don't put your hopes and dreams into mankind. We humans are still humans. I mean, we are still gods in flesh. And until we rise out of that and become the rainbow people that we were, we're still kind of stuck under those rules and under those type of demands and limitations. That being said, when you have the support. So there's this meditation. I'm going to try to find it and post it, or at least put it in the comments. There's this meditation I found, and I did it a couple times. I absolutely love it. Raised my vibration tremendously. And the meditation says that my best friends, my biggest supporters, are the universe and the creator of the universe. Those are your biggest supporters. That is your community. And with the number 7 on it, like spirituality, that is who's going to support you in your 7th chakra. Another 7, 7, 7 equals metamorphosis, right? That's what's going to support you. That's what's going to get you from point A to point B to point Z all the way to completion. So don't get stuck in this almost energy. You know, everything takes time. You have the strength to do this. So the heart chakra and the crown chakra being elevated and opened, you are being called to do the work to open those, to get you to where you need to be so that you can be supported by your major team. But the first thing you have to do is believe that you are supported. And the first thing you have to do is to expand the presence of your support team. That means sitting with your support team. Some of you are dreamers, I see, and can weave dreams. Some of you are dream weavers. And basically being a dream weaver is laying the foundation of what you want to happen. Go inside your dreams. Meditate. Build your intuition. These are things that help your crown chakra. These are the things that when your crown chakra is open that come to you naturally. And I'm also seeing third eye. Let me see for a minute. Flowers. I'm just seeing flowers. Yellow flowers. Like fields and fields of daisies. And to me, in the sun. And to me, that's just screaming the solar plexus. So the solar plexus, okay, so, and I did see duality. I started thinking about duality, polarity. But duality supports our ability to gracefully flow with the everlasting movement of among all opposites, meaning polarity, back and forth, push and pull, ebb and flow, right? So in the solar plexus, I don't have my book that I drew it and everything, but I believe that our solar plexus, so inside of us is the oscillation system. It's how energy is pushed and pulled, and we can also manipulate this system with breathing and meditating, and just different techniques. Okay, so with this oscillation system inside of us and the pull and pull polarity system, one of the things that we can do is we can circulate that energy. We can circulate that energy through the system to create balance, to create almost like a push. I can't really describe it, but it's like it's going to open to the center of you, and it's going to me, and I had this conversation with a friend. He thinks it's the heart chakra. I think it's the solar plexus. To me, the center of this oscillation system that pushes and pulls the energy through and creates the ebb and the flow, to me, it's the solar plexus. Because that's just where it is to me. So when I see daisies and fields and greens of running and all this stuff, and I see the solar plexus, what I'm seeing is the solar plexus is where you need to work at with your polarity system, your duality system. This is where you're going to pull the masculine and feminine energies together to unite them into integration so they can start working together both in the physical world and on the inner of you. So all that being said, solar plexus, this is where a lot of your work is going to take place to unite who you are, to unite your energy bodies as well. Okay, so we have inner child. All right. So the inner child showing up lets me know that is where a lot of the energy is being stifled from the root chakra. Because so the root chakra itself is your inner child trauma center. So a lot of the manifestations are being stopped. Your solar plexus is your manifestation center. So a lot of those systems are being stopped because of inner child trauma floating up to the solar plexus. Now, with the heart chakra being blocked and all of that, a lot of that darkness in the heart chakra is coming from inner child trauma. That's the reason why a lot of it can't really be united. The chakra system, the heart chakra, is our inner guidance system. So the confusion. Wow, it's all making sense, huh? So the confusion that's causing the darkness within the chakra, within the heart vortex, the heart chakra, is being caused by some of the inner child wounding that is leaving the inner child in confusion. And the inner child is curious. It's becoming curious, curiosity. Inner child is becoming curious about what is going on. So we don't talk to our inner child. They're curious about what's going on. Why are they feeling the way that they feel? And I hear the inner child going, "What is like? How come no one's talking to me? How come no one's consulting me on what's going on?" This is an inner child that's been neglected, that has not been listened to, that didn't have an inner voice. So at times the inner child is in confusion and it shuts down and closes up and it locks itself in a sad embrace. The confusion is confused. So it's about explaining to ourselves what we've been through. And when I say that, it's about processing what we've been through. That's the big thing, is processing what we've been through. So a lot of us have a lot of energy that's keeping us locked in our minds. It's keeping us blindfolded. Ooh, yeah, okay. A lot of our energy is going into, some of us may be just obsessively thinking, like obsessively so, thinking about just stuff, just everything. It's just always, it's like, just, you feel you're locked by it. But you want to be free. You want to be free of it. And you're hiding it. That's that facade. Thank you, Spirit. That's that facade that I'm seeing. That's that mask. You're hiding it, that you're going through all of this. And you could actually be hiding it from your inner self. Your inner child knows it. But I don't know if you do. Maybe you try to figure out why you do the things you do, why you think the way you think, why you may be having obsessive thoughts, or maybe you may be questioning your own behavior. Like you may be sitting back going, why do I do the shit that I do, man? Why do I do that? Why do I spend the money that I spend, eat the food that I eat? Why do I date the people I date? Why do I have sex with the people I have sex with? That's that sacral chakra. And is this the feminine or the masculine? This is both. So we have the masculine and feminine both sitting there wondering why we do the things that we do. Why are we addicted to the things we're addicted to? Why do we let go of the person we let go of? Why do we end up with the person that we're with? Why do we stay when we want to leave? What do I really believe in? Who am I? Oh my God, calm down. That's the energy of the collective. I feel you. Definitely feel you. All right, so that being the energy of the collective, what's the healing advice to the collective with these chakras? Chakras on the board are crown, heart, solar plex, and sacral. So I may or may not put that in the comments, but you can kind of pause it. Okay, one of the things that's okay. Inner child work is one of the major things that you need to do in order to heal what is going on. What is hurting the inner child is confusion. We need to talk to our inner child. Also, there's integration happening between all of the selves. We may have ego deaths happening. There is work going on in the collective. I'm a part of it. and it's helping to break blockages, cycles, things like that. So it could be a lot of inner trauma coming up. The inner child is screaming. I heard that the inner child is screaming, "Hey, what about me? I'm still confused." Da, da, da. So you may be having some inner child work that needs to be done. What's hitting me is yarrow root. Yarrow root is going to be really important through this process. Yarrow root is a wound healer, and it is good for inner child trauma, spiritual baths, going out into nature, but also hitting up your spiritual team. I need something to drink. Also hitting up your spiritual team. So once again, a lot of us are feeling abandoned. We're feeling lonely. We're feeling like we don't have a support system. We don't know who to reach out to. Like, what are we going to do? It's a lot of the thoughts that we're having that's ruminating in our minds. But what we're forgetting is our spiritual team. Our biggest support system isn't people. It's actually spirit, source, God, whatever you want to call it, and the universe, your angels, your spirit guides, things like that. So, So Spirit, what's some advice? Forgiveness. Yeah, that has come up in several readings that I've done for the collective. I didn't take them. I do readings to keep up with what's going on in the collective. It's part of my job. And also speaking with a friend about this, but forgiveness is a big thing that's going on with the crown chakra right now. Forgiveness. Okay, so really important is the crown. It really, really, really is. It is open right now. It is super open, actually. It's been cleansed out. It's blazing up there. Now is the time to think about forgiveness. So what comes behind forgiveness is anger. Or what comes before forgiveness is anger, resentment. You may be getting headaches. I'm getting a headache right now, right here. So that could be someone who's watching is also getting a headache or has been having headaches. This is also the third eye, and that's also the dream weaving as well. Forgiveness will affect that. Love will affect the third eye and how we manifest. So the third eye also needed to be cleansed. That is kind of clean now, so it didn't really come up in this reading. But the third eye is where we believe, faith. Third eye is where we have faith, because that's where we imagine all things. So either we imagine good things, imagine bad things. That's our faith showing itself. If you are always thinking about, oh my God, this is going to be bad, or this is bad, 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 then you have to start thinking about where is that coming from? What is the fear that has attached to the third eye? Where did it come from? And that goes into kind of going into past trauma and things of that sort. And the inner child as well. But forgiveness is going to be major. So that's something to work on. And that is with the crown chakra. But just in general, forgiveness. If you are feeling like you are just so mad with somebody right now that you could just kill them, whatever, then write down why. What did they do? Why are you still mad with them? How did they hurt you? Self-worth. And that's our sacral chakra screaming out self-worth. Please work on the sacral chakras and work on self-worth. If you look at the reading that I just posted for the check-in, I talked about the sacral chakra. Well, no, I don't know if I talked about the sacral chakra, but I talked about self-worth. In that reading, the collective got the card of lover of self, which in certain readings could be narcissistic, but in that reading in particular, and what I'm seeing right now, it means that we have to be intensely loving of ourselves, even if it comes off narcissistic. And I think we all know what narcissism really is, and I don't think anybody to one of my people, one of my kings and queens and gods and goddesses, they're not narcissistic, are we? Maybe. But being narcissistic in the way of saying, I'm first. It's okay. I'm first. And it may seem narcissistic. It may seem upsetting to people, but I'm first. Wow, that was a bad angle all that time. And I'm not redoing this. So sorry, guys. So yeah, I'm first. What is it? Passion, also sacral chakra. So that sacral chakra is screaming. Passion for what you love, passion for what you know. Okay, so let me tell you something. A lot of us are venturing into new territory, and that could leave us confused. A lot of us are spiritually awakening, and that could leave us confused. This also affects our, inner system. But here's the thing. Go for the passion. If you have a passion for something, just go for the passion. Don't worry about if it makes sense or if what people think about it or none of the cons that go with it. If you have a passion for gardening, then go garden. If you have a passion for jumping out of planes, I wouldn't recommend it. That's not my passion, but hey, do what you do. But the sacral chakra is calling you to follow what you're passionate about. What I'm seeing is service in this picture. I see service. I see healing with the golden fire around her. She's actually reading to an older person. It could be sharing. Maybe she wrote a story. Maybe she wrote a book. Maybe her passion is writing. Maybe her passion is taking care of older people. Maybe the thing is, find your passion. Find the thing that makes you glow, because when you glow, so there are different color auras, but there's also different color fire. And golden fire is an angelic fire, but it's a fire that is a fire of healing. Like when I'm doing my energy work, I use different types of fire to heal my own energy system as well as others. And I call on different angels with different fires and blah, 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 blah. But that being said, one of the fires that I use is golden fire, and that's the healing fire. So to me, her being in that energy makes me feel like her passion is going to heal her. It's going to heal that sacral chakra. So look for your passion. Look for what you love. Look for that thing that makes you sing. Run through the fields. Dance. Dance. I'm not taking, hold on. Okay, acceptance. So there may be something that you don't want to accept. Like maybe you don't want to accept that you are what you are. Like maybe you feel like you should be something different. That's in the root of you. Maybe you were told that you were something and you always thought that you could be something different. I don't know why I'm getting this read with this particular card jumping out, because it didn't jump out this way. But what I'm feeling like is a lot of us have accepted some truths about ourselves that isn't true. And that's what's really in the root of us, is that, and that's what's confusing us. And that's what's confusing. I'm sorry if you hear my neighbors. And that's what's confusing our inner child, is that we don't know who we are. We knew who we were when we got here, and then we were told we were something else. See how this is like whispering to her, confusing her about who she is? And even in this picture, we see somebody whispering, confusing her into what she is, he or she. These are